Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1970s.
These are the doings of the transgressor, the seducer, the enemy of virtue, the perpetual persecutor of innocence, the archenemy of Almighty God, yes, the devil.
This is episode 267, recording May 6, 2026. Reviewing Alucarda from 1977. Yay!
Gruesome Magazine.
I'm your host, Doc Rodden, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1970 and 1979. Each week, my co-host and I will tackle another classic, or not so classic, film from this wondrous, groovy, gory, and influential decade. With me this week are my co-hosts, starting off with the one and only Jeff Mohr. Jeff, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, but my wife's been complaining that I never listened to her or something like that.
You're not sure you got it straight? All right.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what she said.
Also joining us this week, Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, an all-around nice guy, and published author.
Hi. It's just a few more weeks till retirement, my friends.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
I think I'm like on edge more than you are.
Yeah, because if someone with a malicious imagination were writing the story, it's like this is like a few more weeks before I accidentally get run over by a cement mixer, as opposed to deliberately getting run over by a cement mixer. The point is, run over by a cement mixer, and I don't get to enjoy this retirement that I'm looking forward to.
So you better knock on some wood. That doesn't happen. All right. Also joining us tonight is Chad Hunt, comic book artist, co-host of Decades of Horror, the classic era, and the 80s. If you're not watching them, you should. And a writer-director in his own right with Wreak Havoc Productions, right?
Yeah.
How you doing, Chad?
I'm fine.
It's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Hunt is fine. All right, let's move on. Jeff, do you have anything to add about Play Now Media?
He's like a 0.3 millimeter ballpoint. Okay. Yeah, Play Now Media, which is a fine point, right? Or pretty fine point.
Get on with it, Jeff.
Is it fun? Play Now Media. You know, we partner with Play Now Media. They are a company of niche streaming channels, and they show our podcasts. And we are indeed, decades before the 1970s, are on the Wicked Horror TV channel. If you go to Play Now Media, you can check out all the different apps they have. They have so many different subgenres. And you can watch movies on any of their channels, kind of like Tubi, in that, you'll have commercials and you might miss some premium content, or you can subscribe and you don't have to watch commercials, and then you get all the premium content. So lots of options there. Go check them out. There are so many different channels. It's ridiculous.
Good stuff.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. There's a zombie channel. There's a grindhouse channel. There's a cryptid channel. There's a professional wrestling channel. There's a
found footage channel.
Yeah, found footage channel. It's all kinds of stuff. So check them out.
And for those who are watching us on these channels, thank you so much. And let us know you are. We'd love to hear from you. All right. What we're going to be doing tonight is reviewing Alucarda from 1977. We'll first start off with our first impressions, and then we will dive into some
character assassinations.
Yeah. And then we'll go into maybe Chad will have some special thoughts for us, and then we'll get into the posters and director and actors, and then we'll wrap things up with some feedback. So it's going to be a great night. Stick with us. It's going to be fun. Here we go. Alucarda, 1977, directed by Juan López Moctezuma, written by Alexis Arroyo and Juan López Moctezuma, sorry, and based on Carmilla from Sheridan Le Fanu. Loosely, as he says, yeah. Cast includes Tina Romero, Susana Kimini, Claudio Brook, David Silva, Lily Garza, Tina French, Birgitta Segerskog, yeah, Adriana Roel. Production company is Films 25, Yuma Films. Filming locations are Estudios America, now TV Aztec Studios in Mexico City, Mexico. Filming dates was 1975. Release date was March 10th, 1977 at the Paris Festival of Fantastic Films. And then in Spain, it released in October of 77, or it had I guess it didn't really release. It was at the SIGS Film Festival. It released in Mexico January 26, 1978, and it didn't reach U.S. until March 25th, 2003, at least legally.
DVD. It was a DVD.
Yeah, DVD and premiere. I'm sure if you looked hard, you could find it. At it's your shops shall not be named.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Synopsis is teenage orphan Justine arrives at a very strange convent where she is befriended by Alucarda, a girl raised there. Soon they are possessed by Satan in disguise. I almost said Satan-in-law. And the convent becomes the site of a showdown between good and evil. Very strange shenanigans ensue. I love that. That has to be Jeff adding something to it.
Oh, I had a lot longer sentence there, but I decided to put it in my first impressions.
Very good. Let's speaking of your first impressions, let's start into that. Well, Jeff, you're up first. Let me know when you first saw this. What was your first impression, and does this hold up today?
I first saw this a few weeks ago, actually, although I had seen about it. The first time I saw it, I liked it. And then I picked it, and then I went back and looked at it and went, "Oh my God, is there a lot of screaming?"
There is.
There are some really interesting set designs, and I think the acting is pretty good. And it's if it wasn't for all the screaming, I think it's kind of creepy. And this is the stuff. Well, first off, the musical score is creepy church organ music, or stereotypical like soap opera or church organ music. You know what I mean? And the nuns' habits consisted of looked like bloody bandages all sewn together. So they were kind of like mummies soaked in blood skirts. Lots of screaming, gnashing of teeth, flagellating, a decapitation, multiple immolations, and a coffin bloodbath.
It's not like Joe Bob.
The question I have is, are they vampires or demons? Just demons. I don't know. They're not good with light. I think
they're heliophobic.
They're heliophobic, which would be light of not liking it.
You said the magic word.
Anyway, I don't know what they are. They never actually say what they are, except possessed by the devil. But they have some weird things, and I don't know, were they throwing holy water on them or acid at the end?
Holy water.
Holy water. Okay.
It was holy water.
That's what I thought. Well, then I'm calling them vampires then, or something, or maybe
holy
just
acid
demons. I
works.
guess
holy acid would work. Yeah.
I'm going to pass, but I despite the music, despite all the screaming, and I'm telling you, it gets on your nerves, but I liked it.
You liked it. Hey, Mikey.
Chad
Hunt, what was your first impression of this? When did you first see it?
I can see where this is going.
And does it hold up today? The answer is on your face. Let us know. Let us have it.
Poor Jeff. He can see the light in the dark on anything, I think. I hated this movie.
Oh, no.
So much.
Hate.
I from the moment it started, I hated it. I hated all the screaming. I hated the nun mummies. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on with the two girls, if they were vampires or just possessed. And then the screaming. There was more screaming after that, and then spinning and screaming, and then screaming and spinning around, and a lot of talk about the devil. Devil's going to do this, the devil's going to do that. Be careful, devils, watch out for the devil. And the devil never shows his face as far as I knew. I hated it. I couldn't stand the dubbing. I couldn't stand the I can't find. Usually I'll try to find something good. I could not find anything good about this film. It was just, I was bored out of my noggin. And it felt like I was just watching something that I've seen a billion times before in better movies. The acting, I have, when you get a movie that's dubbed, it's hard to judge the acting, for me anyway. And I don't know. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like. I didn't like the protagonist. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. And sorry. But
Sorry, he says.
That's all right.
That's fine. Bill Mulligan. When did you first see Alucarda? What was your first impression? And does it
I
hold up
first
today?
saw this all the way back in yesterday, and
so far back.
and so
I hope you remember it.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. So I'm kind of split in the middle here, in that while I was watching it, I wasn't really digging it all that much. I kind of felt like you did, and definitely the third act, the screaming was like, did we just lose the script or something? It was busy, but I have to say, after an entire one day of thinking about it, parts of it have stuck with me, and I kind of wonder if maybe there's a lot going on. I'm very busy right now, and maybe I wasn't watching in the right frame of mind. It has elements that I really like. Now, I went in with a bad attitude because I'd always been under the impression this was a nun-sploitation movie. And that is possibly my least favorite genre of horror. I don't like them. I don't like, the only one that's any damn good is Ken Russell's The Devils, which apparently is going to be re-released for the first time uncut in ever. And
remastered. Yeah.
And but Ken Russell, yeah, if anyone's going to make a crazy concept like that, an exploitive concept like that work, it's Ken Russell. So sure. But for the most part, they're just horrible Jess Franco movies and blah, blah. But this one wasn't really that. Yeah, it did take place in a convent and there were crazy nuns. But I got to say, I was a little intrigued by the characterizations. This wasn't the obvious evil convent of sexually repressed women who were putting down a couple of lesbians and, horror ensues. Even some of the people that were religious fanatics were not evil in it. They genuinely believed in what they were doing. And this does go a long way. They were actually right. These girls were actually possessed by the devil. Normally I'd be like, hey, you guys are barking up the wrong tree here, but credit where it's due. I don't know if their methods of dealing with it were necessarily good. And then you had the doctor, who normally be the guy I'm rooting for, the man of science, who is trying to convince these primitive screwheads that they're completely wrong and everything. And even he has to admit, well, I can't explain this. So there was a bit more thought put into this than I would have anticipated. The girls were interesting characters. Alucarda was creepy as hell. An awful lot was not explained, and the dubbing didn't bother me because actually I think this may have been shot in English or they were speaking phonetically, because I thought the sound matched the lip movements surprisingly well.
It said it was shot in English, but it definitely feels like it was looped. So they probably microphoned up. But,
yeah, that's right. I don't know if they could afford a microphone. It's low budget, but it actually works pretty well in the same way that, say, a Blood on Satan's Claw, movies like that are set in that time and everything. If they're too slick, it kind of takes away. So the cheapness actually, I think, works for it. I didn't pick up on the fact that one of the actors played two completely different characters in two completely different ways. So that's interesting. I don't know exactly what the intention was in doing that. I don't really see the link between these characters at all, but so it's interesting. It's an interesting film, and it's one that, although I didn't really enjoy it while I was watching it, I think I am probably going to watch it again. Now, whether it turns out like Jeff, I like it less the second time or what, I don't know. But it's worth seeking out. It's interesting. Mexican horror films are their own thing in the same way that Canadian horror films are their own thing. And it is fascinating sometimes to see the cultural differences in how different cultures approach horror. So in that case, yeah, and Chad disagrees. So your mileage may vary on this. A lot depends. You viewers out there, yourselves. You've probably watched some of the things we've trashed or treasured, and know where you fall on that category. But I'm glad you picked it.
Yeah, got to get it out of the way. Right? Yeah. So my experience was difficult. I tried to watch it 2 times over the weekend, and it just wouldn't capture my attention. I never made it very far into the movie. I realized I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea what's going on. I got to start over. And then, so I try again the next thing, start over, and I get to just a little bit further than the last time, and I still don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened. I can't remember. So I'd start over. So the third time, I finally made it through, and the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie just does not resonate at all. I don't capture any of that. I mean, I guess I find out who the characters are, but whatever's going on there just doesn't. Just doesn't resonate. It just doesn't. I'm not interested in it, and so I was not liking the film at all at first. And then it starts to get into some shenanigans, and some interesting things start to happen. There's a scene in the church when actually in a class in the church, and our 2 leads, Alucarda and Justine, are kind of yakking in the back of the room, and the nun had been talking about something. What she was talking about, I've already forgotten. What they did back is basically instead of from the Christian point of view, it was from Satan's point of view, and they were just spitting it back out. And I thought, everybody's going nuts and running out of the room, and I thought it was really interesting and shot really well. So it caught my attention. I started, really started getting into the film then, and then by the third act, when the bloodbath and then the fire stuff at the end, I was all in. I enjoyed the finale. It was chaos. Yeah, people were screaming. In this case, for me, I'm all for it. They could have screamed through the entire movie. It probably would have made more sense to me. And what they were doing, I was, I mean, there was a lot of symbolism, which I appreciated. And but I'm like you guys. Even now I'm confused. I mean, it was definitely possession, but after the bloodbath, it does feel vampiric, right? I mean, she does feel like a vampire. So,
oh yeah,
and I was a little confused by that. But to me, it works better as a possession film than a vampire film. And the nuns were creepy. When things were going south, the nuns got creepier, with their mummy-like outfits. There's some symbolism going on that because all their skirts in the front are bloody. So I'm pretty sure that's symbolism of some sort. Oh, sorry. So in the end, I can't say I liked it. but I did enjoy the ending, and at the end I didn't hate watching it. But I did hate watching the first 30 minutes 3 times, at least incrementally.
Take that backhanded compliment.
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a win, but it's not a loss.
Well, it's weird because like there's all kinds of stuff. Like there's that one scene where she is it Alucarda? No, it's Justine dives in on that one nurse and rips her neck open.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they decide they have to have an exorcism, and they hang her nude on this cross, and then this guy is poking these things in her. I don't know, sticking her with like a long. Was it like I don't know what it was, but it was.
Well, that was like an old witch thing that they would look for. They would in Witchfinder General. They actually do that. They would look for areas on the body that couldn't feel pain and
okay.
Poking. Can you feel this? Can
Right.
you feel? Does that hurt? And
I remember that was
you
in,
bleed to death, and like, oh, she was innocent. So yeah, this kind of plays around with its own mythology. There have been things where in fact, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, vampires were pretty much demons, kind of low-level demons, but demons of a kind. So that has been played with. But yes, the vampire thing really just came out of nowhere.
The
cool. It was one of the best parts of the movie, but it there was no setup or anything. All of a sudden, well, she's a vampire. I guess.
So what was that thing where there's another one where the nun is standing out kind of in front of the church, and all of a sudden something comes flying out of the side and hits her in the neck, and then she's all bloody, and then she collapses. And I think it was I forget which one it was. If it was a Reverend Mother, I think the one that got bit was Sister Angélica, I think.
Yeah,
but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Sister Angélica is the one at the end. With,
Yeah. You guys didn't notice that? She's standing there, and all of a sudden there's like red splattered all over her neck, and then she kind of collapses. And I went back and slow motioned it, and something comes flying in from off screen and hits her. And I didn't know if that was like.
Must have been in the middle of a yawn.
See that? That was their version of a practical effect. Nobody would see it coming in.
I remember it. I remember it happening. I just don't remember much about it because there was no payoff.
I couldn't figure out.
It was just like okay.
What she? I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. But at the beginning, so one of the another question I had, which is what I put in there first, the synopsis in IMDb at the top of the film is. After the death of her parents, a young girl arrives at a convent and brings a sinister presence with her. Is it her enigmatic imaginary friend Alucarda who is to blame?
What?
Or is there a satanic force at work? And I'm like, she wasn't imaginary. Everybody in the convent saw her and talked to her. It was like,
as a matter of fact, she was raised there. So
okay, I was making sure
I think people are
making
making up their own plot here.
Yeah, a little bit funky.
I mean, that's an intriguing idea, but it's not supported by the actual film.
Yeah. Well, it's a little hard to follow. I agree with you guys because the what do you call it? The exposition is minuscule, except for the priest talking about the devil and crap. He kind of goes on about that.
Yeah, he seems to be making up as he goes along.
He was a little sus.
Yeah, he was a little sus.
But otherwise, it's just basically. This girl gets sent there, and then Alucarda befriends Justine, and then they go frolicking out in the woods until at some point they meet the guy, the Hunchback Gypsy, not to be too apolitical at this point.
That's what they call him in the.
He was the devil. In disguise. So that's
not a very good disguise either. You think the devil would be a little more suave?
Yeah.
Not in Mexico.
It was one goofy looking character, but
I like that character.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said he was very goofy.
You
immediately went,
yeah.
What's this guy up?
Yeah. All he needed was like a pitchfork.
Yeah, and a tail.
And some Underwood devil
there you
ham.
go. I buy that. A hoof, couple hooves.
Yeah, horns. You know,
Well, we do get the goat.
we do.
So we also get like these weird ceremonies. There's a ceremony down in this clearing that I think is run by so Claudio Brooks, the devil, the hunchback gypsy. I don't know what else to call him except that because we don't know his name. The devil, he goes back to their settlement or wagons or whatever, and there's this woman there with the flyaway hair. That's apparently the witch with that crew or something. And she runs this ceremony where they're all dancing naked in a circle around this thing. And then we have the naked scenes between Alucarda and Justine, although they're asexual. There's nothing, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, but they come, I mean, that's pretty graphic. The devil character gets them in a ceremony. They kneel face to face nude. And then he takes his dagger and cuts a line across one of their breasts above the nipple, and then touches each one with his finger and then puts it in the other one's mouth. And then I think, don't they kiss each other then with their two bloody mouths? It's just, I'm telling you, this is not the kind of shit you normally see.
No, not in my neighborhood.
But there wasn't anything.
Not your usual neighborhood satanic.
Yeah. And then suddenly there's another spot where we look into this chamber, and all these nurses are in there, and the priest are in there on their knees, and they're all getting flagellated with these. I forget, what do you call those things? The whips? With all the cat of nine tails.
They were purging their sins.
So they're all bloody, and
it's lunchtime too.
Yeah, they're just talking and having a conversation while people.
This happens, this is another Friday.
But it's just, you just don't see that
That
often.
was the one part that was nun-sploity to me.
What hit me about it was a Mexican.
It wasn't when they started catching on fire, Bill.
Well,
well, he was this. I guess we're going to talk about him in a minute, but he was getting away from through the 50s and 60s. They had a definite look, the horror movies, and then there was all the wrestling movies with the monsters,
right?
That were all sort of tongue in cheek, right? So, but this is not tongue in cheek. This is him trying to,
at least not the
Juan López Moctezuma trying to break out of that mold. So, I don't know. I just thought each one of those scenes was almost seemed like more over the top. And then the front of the church had like this weird, there was all these giant or like life-size crucifixes overlapping each other in relief, like on the back wall.
Yeah. And
then one big one that was all carved out. And that was, I just thought all that stuff was really interesting. Set design, I guess. Production design.
Yeah. There was a scene that stuck out for me as well. And it's, I forget what was happening on the Alucarda side, but Sister Angélica was in her room by herself, and she was awakened by what's happening with them. I think it's when they were in the class and everything was going nuts, and she stretched out her arms and then rose up in the air. Or at least
yeah. She was fighting off Alucarda.
Yeah,
Alucarda's power, trying to stop the.
Yeah, and there was what struck was the light that was coming through, and it was the composition and the execution of it was fascinating.
Yeah, the light came through in a little sliver under the window that you're talking about. Yeah. There was enough smoke or mist in the room to.
Yeah, so it was definitely there was a lot of symbolism with that. So there are scenes that stuck out as good directing scenes. There was also one when they were coming into when the doctor and the male priest, the priest, and a whole bunch of the nuns were coming into this worship area. But there's no like chairs or anything. It's just like a big circly thing with stairs going in a circle. But it's done from like the second floor shooting down. And I thought that was really well done too. It gave it some scope that the rest of the scenes didn't really have. So there was some cool stuff happening, but
Yeah, sure.
Was there enough? All right. Well, let's get into our cast of characters. So what we're going to do here is you've heard a lot of names, and we're going to try to put the face to the character, the actor, and we'll try to describe some of it for you listening on our podcast. But the first one is Tino Romero as Alucarda. And she is a devilish 15-year-old orphan living in the convent who embodies innocent allure, demonic possession, and unbridled evil. She is the face on the poster. If you've seen the black and red Stark design poster, And she is intense throughout. This is actually one of the least intense shots ever.
If you ever meet someone who looks at you like this, you need to run.
Well,
especially if they have that
or
lighting.
Anybody doing that. Chad was talking about how she was dancing around in circles with her arms waving and pulling her hair out and all kinds of other stuff. It was crazy. But so here's the thing. With all the screaming going on, the actresses that played Alucarda and Justine, I thought they did a great job.
Oh,
they always looked like they were maintaining it, the hysteria of those screams. It wasn't acting, is what it seemed like. But
yeah, and there was a lot of really good fire stunt work.
Yeah, risky looking too.
Yeah, some of it
probably was
very much so. But what do we think of this character? Because she was, she was Nutburgers, right?
Yeah.
I wish they would have gave a little more. I mean, we had the beginning that I think we got the fact that maybe the devil was her father or something like that, or
her mother was Lucy Westenra, which is why it's another reason she might
another Dracula. Her name is Dracula backwards, and so I was thinking we were in for a vampire movie.
A Dracula.
Yeah, a Dracula. But I thought she was cute. I thought she was intense and cute and everything.
Oh, she's cute. Yeah. Makes her dangerous.
Yeah. So I can say that about it. They did a good casting job on her because she has that look about her where she can be evil and innocent at the same time. And
the
film rests on her shoulders, really.
Yeah. And she shows her nuttiness pretty fast. I mean, she just meets Justine and they it's almost pretty quick from when they meet to her basically, I will die, showing extreme jealousy and possessiveness, which is the thing that, does sort of remind me of Carmilla. If you read the original novella, that's Carmilla's thing. She's very intense and very possessive. And then once she uses up someone, as Justine is used up, without even really a whole lot of regret or sadness or anything, moves on to the next obsession and just consumes them.
I love you. I can't live without you. Oh,
yeah. Within 5 minutes of meeting her, she's like, I love you. I love you, Justine. I love you.
I would die without you. Or you would die without me. He was like, whoa, wait, I'm moving fast.
And technically she did.
Yep.
All right. Well, moving on to Justine, another name that we are spelling about. This is Susana Kimini.
She looks so good as a vampire, but for the most of the movie, she's actually, even more innocent looking than Alucarda, which makes her transformation into a vampire all the more dramatic. Very expressive face.
And she doesn't look 15-ish at all to me.
No.
Or like a teenager, period.
But neither did the Sweat Hogs.
Well,
ooh.
Hey, the Bowery Boys were in their 40s.
Saying.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Geez, you guys are just.
You're not keeping up with it. Come on.
We're from different eras.
Yeah. Like my three sons, they actually were young, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right.
She had a good scene. Especially that scene there when she came out of the casket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was a pretty good scene. Or one of the better scenes. I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's slashing away at
the
Sister
nun.
Angélica.
Yeah. But we think she's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks she's dead. Yeah, and then she just disappears. Yeah,
she is dead, and then she disappears, and then the one nun is down there and looks down in this hole, sees a coffin, opens up. There's she laying in there nude in a blood bath. I mean, the coffin's full of blood. I said bath. I wouldn't. It's not really taking a bath, but
I mean,
in blood, and
that's sort of in line with the Bathory. Taking,
yeah.
That's probably what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, and for her attacking the Sister Angélica was quite the scene too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting because they started like throwing a whole bunch of holy water on her, and then she kind of.
I'm melting.
Kind of collapsed. She didn't quite do the I'm melting like Alucarda did. You probably, I don't know if you caught that or not, but Alucarda,
yes,
because she was in her black dress, so she melted down. So, but anyway, so this character does arrive, and she is very innocent and succumbs to Alucarda's temptations, and then. Starts developing a split personality kind of thing where there's like when they're reciting what the nun had said, but inverted.
She seems like the innocent one to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that Alucarda is the
right
corrupting.
Yeah. All right. So our one, well, we had a couple heroes, but the one that, very much has the Van Helsing look to him is Claudio Brook as Dr. Oszek.
Yes.
And he's the town doctor and a figure of modern rationalism in a community steeped in religious dogma and medieval superstition. And
Father Marin to some.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right. He's kind of a combination. I didn't care for him.
No,
I mean he's fine, but it's the character.
No, the actor so overplays the devil, and then he underplays this character. That's why it never. Besides the fact that I can't see one face from another, I never in a million years would have thought that these were the same person. So when I was like looking up pictures and stuff, I'm like, okay, well, half of these reviewers are saying he plays this character and the other half are saying this one, and this guy says he plays both, and I found out he actually did play both. It's very
the other
different portrayal.
The other one's heavy makeup too, sideburns.
Yeah, but so I'm wondering why
you had me fooled, probably to play off the good and evil,
I guess, but this guy is so milk toasty. If you're going to do that, I mean, make this character a Peter Cushing type. I mean, someone who's got some, narrative drive and everything. He was, he was just. If these are our avatars, evil's going to win because evil looks like it's having a much better time than this poor.
Yeah, and he doesn't really save too many people. They all burst around him.
Well, no, not only that, this is one of those, you're sitting in your watching this going, no, don't leave your blind daughter alone with Alucarda.
Yeah, have you learned nothing?
He did not.
No, he did not.
Yeah, I thought that was a little like, but it did, that's the one she moves on to. And despite how she got in there when they started talking and stuff, that I thought that was interesting how she quickly, she tried to. I don't know if she ever really corrupted her. Right?
Yeah, she seemed a tacked on character. I mean, you would have thought they would do more with her blindness. I mean, that gives you all kinds of cool potential. She could have literally been being led off to her doom by the actual devil, and she wouldn't know any better.
Yeah.
And nothing. No, they didn't do much with that.
Yeah. All right. The last character that we have tonight is Sister Angélica. This is the one that in many of the scenes that we've been mentioning, she's a devout protective figure within the convent, often showing concern for the possessed Justine, which is true. She actually, she didn't want to just kill them. She wanted to save them.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
and that's
go ahead.
I was just saying that's a switch from these usual movies that the nun in charge, the mother superior, or anyone that we get more than 2 lines out of is usually sexually repressed and just the actual source of evil. And there may or may not be actual devils going on, but frankly, the nuns in those movies deserve whatever bad comes to them. And this one was actually a good person and was trying to help, and for all the good it did her.
Yeah. Well, at least she didn't burn in flames like all her other.
That going for.
That's I don't think I've ever seen a scene quite like that with the nude Justine covered in blood slashing her back and forth.
Yeah, and the way they filmed it was pretty good too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because I don't like. And there's one shot where she's like standing over, not. She's got like one leg is down on the ground, the other one's like up on a step.
Yeah,
It was very striking, very striking. Yeah, it was a good scene. That was a really interesting segment. But it was so different than the rest of the movie, though, right? Because
Yeah, that should have been straight out of a vampire movie.
right,
You know, and it. As we've established, this doesn't know what if it is a vampire movie or a possession movie.
yeah,
But it works perfectly as a vampire film.
at that part, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that troubled me was all the nuns were wearing the same garment, and
So,
it made it very difficult for me to tell them apart.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that did not help.
Yeah, I really didn't realize who Angelica was until this scene, and then because I didn't know who, I couldn't figure out which nun was doing it before.
Yeah.
Well, I watched it 3 times.
Yeah, so you knew who they were.
once a few weeks ago, right? But the one I watched
right.
this time, I was paying attention and going, okay, now who the hell is she?
You were still not.
They just called her name. So that's Sister Angelica. And I literally wrote it down because I knew I'd forget. And in my mind, I mean, I could tell Mother Superior. Sister Angelica was the one that seemed sort of happy and innocent early on. And then there was Sister Hermana, who was, she was kind of grouchy all the time. Those were the only ones I caught the names on. Oh, there was a Sister Teresa too. But I don't know. She's not credited. So
Yeah, they blended together to me.
Well, then,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, except for, like I said, specific scenes like this one.
Yeah.
But when it
was not easy.
No.
Yeah, they should have had the main characters dressed in something a
not
little different.
Or at least something that would
a Sally Field outfit, or
Well, it could be the same thing. It just needed to have
a different signature or insignia or something.
Yeah, or something extra on it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they could have had some kind of
a scarf or anything that made it stand out.
Big A for Sister Angelica.
No, but they could have had
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Like the black over thing that's real slender and goes in the front.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, because I didn't even look. There may have been some differences in there, like where the blood was on their dresses, but it wasn't enough to go.
No.
Yeah.
That's the one. Because that was just bizarre, It's these women walking around in these blood-covered clothes all the time. It just was weird.
Yeah. It gave it an aesthetic and a.
It absolutely did.
Definitely.
It told you where you were going. I think It was a hint.
But I liked her, and I think she, as things started going south, she became more prominent among the nuns. And I started rooting for her, because I had no idea what was going to happen because it was the first time I was watching it. So I was wondering if she was going to be able to save them or not. I have no idea how it was going to end, but it was pretty apparent with the claws coming out, and she was getting ripped up pretty quick. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think she's going to make it.
It isn't looking good.
But she does. I mean, she does get her throat bit torn out, right? Or bit out
Yeah.
by
Very
Justine.
Justine.
But
And then,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, just she was so caring for Justine, but then she does that thing like where you're talking about where she's levitated. She's like fighting the devil then, you know. She's like, isn't she like chanting something, and she's raised up in the air, and it keeps cutting between scenes of her like sweating blood and getting bloodier, and then cutting back to Alucarda and Justine, and are we, you know, and finally whatever it was going on, she stopped it. It seemed like.
Seems that way.
And then it's curious, the ending, the thing that finally stops Alucarda's reign of Carrie-esque terror is them bringing in the dead body of Sister Angélica, and that seems to shock her into ending it. But hasn't really been anything that made me think that Alucarda particularly cared what happened to
I think it was a combination of what we were seeing before, and just the symbolism of how they were carrying, because she was basically being carried in like Christ on a cross, right?
So was it like the actual? I mean, there were enough crosses around. She didn't seem to be too afraid of crosses, but was it that the actual embodiment of Jesus's sacrifice and having this woman who's been sacrificed, was that powerful enough magic to counteract the devil? I mean,
it seems that way. That's what I got out of it.
I mean, I guess I have to admire the fact that this movie does not explain the unexplainable. All the characters in this movie are clueless, and why should we be any different?
Yeah.
The priest just like all of a sudden goes, aha, a heliophobic demon. You must have an exorcism.
Oh, that's your
his anecdotes, man, were killing me. Yeah. One time in 1555 in Montessori, 1,000 years ago, and who cares?
The nuns all barked like dogs.
They barked like dogs and floated for hours.
They predicted the future.
They barked like dogs. All right, well, there you go. That's our cast of characters. Fun times. Thank you all very much for enlightening us on who these guys are.
As best we can.
Well, it is now time.
Where
we do a thing called Taglines with Chad.
All righty, here we go.
Played by
okay, but he's Scottish now.
Yeah. Taglines for Alucarda are as follows.
Oh no, Alucarda!
Wow.
A tale about witchcraft, exorcism, violence, and sex.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds like some of my home movies.
Tell me more.
That's the violence.
Possessed by evil, baptized in blood. They gave their souls to hell, but the devil wanted more. That's from Canada, everybody.
Okay.
You know how nice they are in Canada.
And Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
Say what you want about the devil, but at least he's brevity.
All right. Enjoyed that. All right, let's get into let's start off with the posters, and then we'll talk about the director and cast after that, the actors themselves. Starting off with the one I think everybody associates with this movie.
Yeah.
Looks like a Black Sabbath album cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really does.
Stop saying that, because it does. Now I'm not going to be able to think of it.
I do like this. I do like this poster. It's simple. It tells you what you're going to get.
Illustrative instead of
yeah.
It's very stark, and I like it too. It appeals to my sense of design.
Now, just out of curiosity, does anyone know, is Alucarda an actual name that people have had? I mean, Alucard is Dracula backwards. Everyone except Peter Cushing can figure that out. But Alucarda sounds like like it could be someone's name. Is it that real? Does that ever happen?
No, I do not know. I never
do.
thought of it being real. I always thought it was fake because they're playing on the Dracula name.
I also want to say this is why no one should ever ask me for advice on what to name their children, because
you would say Alucarda.
yeah, it's like if I saved someone's life and they said, "Thank you so much, you must name our first child," and I'm like, please don't give me that responsibility, because if it's a girl, I'm going to say Mothra, and you'll hate me.
Spell
forever.
Godzilla backwards and
Mothra.
there you go. Yeah.
Mothra. Oh my! Better than Rodan, I guess.
Marthra.
Martha. This is Martha.
All right, here's poster 2, which I've never seen this poster.
No, I like it. And with, again, the caveat that I don't know if any of these posters, except for that first one, are actually legit posters or not, because there's so much out there. But I thought this was a cool poster. It's actually really neat.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, that is actually from the film down there at the bottom. It kind of looked at the bottom. Kind of looked like it was like a whole bunch of science stuff, but that's not. That's all the candles, right?
Yeah, it looks like a Fulci film or
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It
Yeah.
does.
Maybe this is Italian version of it. Well, no, it's English. I filmed by. I don't know. I was surprised. We don't have a poster 3. We go straight to 4, so we'll do that.
And this one, I
I'm
don't know.
uploading one.
This
But go
one
ahead.
sucks.
This one's, first of all, the priest looks like a Chinese hopping vampire.
Oh my God, it does. I despise this one.
This one
Yeah.
sucks.
I don't like the pig nose on the girl.
Yeah, I don't like the airbrushy effects. There's nothing good about this poster. Boo, poster.
Oh,
Go away.
here's a couple more. Yeah,
So
it's
under
also-
different names, Sisters of Satan and Innocents from Hell.
Sisters of Satan looks pretty good. I don't know about the Innocents from Hell.
No, I don't like that one.
I just uploaded another one here, Doc.
Okay. Oh, this one here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a play on the first one. I like
that. I like that.
That's a
one
good
lot.
one
I
too.
like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks.
Now they're very much ripping
some
off
more.
Exorcist here, but
Yeah, but it also looks a little
Yeah.
saucy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
A little German.
Yes,
yeah.
but yeah, this one is still the winner of all.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt.
And that I don't know, I won't say it right. La Hia de las Teneblas is Daughter of Darkness.
Daughter of Darkness. I like that.
In Germany, it was Tochter der Finsternis, which means Daughter of Darkness. German.
Okay.
Finsterness.
Finster. Yeah.
Let's talk about the director, Juan López Moctezuma. And I did not know that these 3 films.
I have seen Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary a long time ago, and I don't remember a whole lot about it.
Look at her
I
legs.
seem to remember that one too.
I like the
Yeah.
poster, but
Yeah. Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon. I've never.
I
I've
have
never
passed
seen it,
that.
but I've seen the
I have
poster.
seen that in so many video stores. It was one of those ones, this obscure little movie that would show up, and I passed it by an infinite number of times. So one day we'll have to do it, but I don't know. I know it's based on Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I've been passing on this one every time we pick 70s. I'm like, this one's available because it's always available.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be
feel it.
a comedy, horror comedy. Or you mean
Oh.
Dr. Tar?
Yeah.
Tar.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
never
was
heard of
was
it.
Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary supposed to be a comedy?
No, Dr. Tar is supposed to be a comedy horror.
Oh, okay.
It's from the Edgar Allan Poe, or very loosely based, like Corman,
Very
based on
loosely.
Dr. Tar and Mr. Feather or the Strange.
Yeah. Probably
manipulations.
as much it's based on that as much as this is based on Carmilla. So
Yeah. No,
Has there ever been a
Illustrate.
Poe movie that's been literally translated?
I don't know. Probably not, because I mean, he
Mur-
wrote short stories, and none of them
Murders
were
in
really,
the Rue Morgue are probably the closest.
That's probably you're
Yeah.
probably right,
Yeah.
and that's one of his longer works, if not his
Yeah.
longest.
Yeah, it's my favorite of his. It also invents the detective.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary is available on Tubi.
Yeah,
Maybe that's where I've seen that poster before.
Yeah,
Hmm.
looking at it and passing it by, going,
Stars,
Yeah.
stars John Carradine as the man.
Oh, is that the one with Christine Ferrar?
Yes. Yeah.
Who is the wife of the guy who made the DeLorean, who I think was named
DeLorean. Yeah.
DeLorean.
What's the guy's name that created DeLoreans?
Yeah.
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
What was the name of the guy who invented the DeLorean automobile? I think it was Bob Automobile.
Well, what do we think of the structure? Did he do a good job?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't
think
much
so, yeah.
budget here, and I think he did a pretty good job. I just think, I would have done a little more with the screenplay, but I think he acquitted himself pretty well. It looks good. He got some good performances. It's just an odd film, but yeah, I liked it. So I'd be willing to see a few more of his movies.
Yeah, I'm more interested in these now that we've seen this.
He was a friend of Jodorowsky's.
Ah,
So I think
the
there's
Jodorowsky.
supposed
that
to be
explains
some-
a lot.
Supposed to be some stuff here that's similar to or feel anyway. Of El
Yeah,
Topo.
I think he did something with at least one of his.
He
films.
was in El Topo, or
He was in-
assistant or something. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
El Topo is one I might actually pick one day because that's pretty weird.
He was the producer for El Topo.
Ah.
Juan López Moctezuma.
Yeah, he only directed 6 films, which we watched one, and here's 3 others, and then the next 2, I have no idea what they are. Welcome, Maria, and El Alimento del Miedo. Something of Death. Interesting.
Yeah, he definitely is. Welcome, Maria. It's about an illegal immigrant arriving in Los Angeles, looking for her son's father.
Yeah, I was surprised how good the film looked. I mean, regardless of the story itself, it was directed really well. Really cool shots at times when they needed to be. Handled when they had the fire gags, handled that really well.
Yeah.
And some of the choices of how he shot scenes were inventive. I don't know. I was digging the direction of it, but I wasn't. I think the problem is the story itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the cinematographer is Xavier Cruz, who has 167 cinematographers.
So he had a
Okay.
good, strong cinematographer.
Uh,
That helped, I guess, a lot.
That definitely helps.
All right. So the actors, starting off with Tina Romero as Alucarda.
She has an interesting face, boy. She
does.
certainly can portray evil while still maintaining that young girl, that veneer of young girl innocence.
Yeah, even when she was out and out crazy, you still saw the innocent girl behind the nuts, right?
Struggling to get out. Yeah.
Repressed or oppressed in this case, I guess. She has 76 credits.
Okay.
Still acting today.
Really?
Do you guys know how these 2 red bugs love each other?
And they're exactly alike, just like the 2 of us.
I love you, Justine.
Gee, look at the time. I gotta go. Run, Justine.
She was in 2022. She was in a film called La Exorcista. Looking to see if there's any other things.
She plays. Well, she doesn't, but it is about a young nun.
Yeah, a lot of films that I have no idea what they're about. But I mean, I think we said it before. She's she's responsible for holding this film together.
Yeah.
But as much as I was kind of lost at the beginning, I was fascinated by this character.
Mm-hmm.
The other character, who we'll get to here in a second, didn't appeal to me at all until she rose up out of the coffin full of blood.
Yeah.
Then she was a little more interesting.
She definitely draws the eye. She draws all the attention in a scene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see why, because Alucarda is crazy, but that makes her interesting. But Justine doesn't seem to notice that she's crazy, and you're kind of like throwing popcorn at your TV. It's like, hey, wake up.
Justine comes off as being sort of shy and about being in the new environment, and Alucard is like more outgoing and welcoming her, and so it's just that first 30 minutes you're talking about, Doc. I think a bunch of it is just Alucarda dragging Justine around, and
Now, in fairness, Justine has just lost her parents and is traumatized, but we don't really get much sense of that. It doesn't seem like that's it. I feel like that probably should have been weighing more heavily on her mind and could have made her susceptible to, falling under the influence of Alucard.
Yeah. So in the 80s, she apparently was really big in TV. She was 100 episodes of a show called Aprendiendo a Vivir, which is something of life, right? Life. My Spanish.
What do they call the Spanish soap operas? Telemundos?
Telemundo probably.
Yeah.
And then she did 100 episodes, and then 124 episodes of El Rincón de los Prodigios. So anyway, I'm just doing it for the body of work.
Yep.
I mentioned that before. So
Muchachitas.
There's not much information about it. Yep. And then up next is Susana Kimini as Justine,
who's really pretty passive for most of this movie. But boy, when she turns into a vampire, look at those expressions, man. That's
she's
good
bonkers.
Stuff. Yeah. And whoever made the blood, hats off to him. That's some good crime-looking blood there, and it smears well. Let me tell you something. Fake blood is trickier than people think to make it actually work and not look bad. And then you always have to worry that the camera is going to do something bad to it, and then you're like poor Tom Savini looking at the stuff that looks like buckets of paint in Dawn of the Dead when the color did what it did to it. It's like, but this is some sharp, nice, Hammer-esque looking stuff here.
Yes,
I like it.
Yeah, but not quite Hammer Red, but
Hammer Red,
a little more realistic.
The other thing about it, and probably going to the cinematography, and the direction, but the lighting, most of what's taking place, a lot of the stuff in the convent is very dark, and you can always see what it is you're supposed to be seeing. I think they did a good job of that. She's also in Dr. Tarr's Torture Dungeon.
Yep. And Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary, and To Kill a Stranger. She's
okay.
Wow.
She is.
Okay.
Yeah. And she has 17 credits. I have no idea about her herself. It's not really much on our stuff, but the last thing she was in a film in 2007. And I don't recognize any of the other films.
After a 20-year gap.
Yeah. So.
All right. So
up next is Claudio Brook as Dr. Oz. I'm just going to call him Dr. Oz. That's another character. It's kind of like.
Yeah, he's a loser. He really is.
And he was boring.
And you want to blame the actor, but then you see how he knocks the the gypsy hunchback. It's like, oh no, this guy can act.
Right.
This guy
can
have
serious.
Well, he's won their Silver Ariel Award for Best Actor twice.
He fooled me. I tell you that. I couldn't tell.
86 and 80.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell it was the same guy. Good makeup.
Yeah, I didn't know it until I read the trivia on it.
Telenovelas.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Telling
I mean, I think it was a choice, it wasn't his acting. It was the choice of how either the character was written or how he approached it.
right.
He was a serious, upstanding physician.
Well, I think he played it too opposite of the other guy. Too opposite of the devil. You know, I mean, he went
Which did
too
help
far.
make it. Yeah, it did help fool me. Although it doesn't take a whole lot. But yeah, it was at the cost of the doctor's character.
Huh.
He didn't really have much.
He did some horror stuff.
Oh yeah.
He was in Devil's Reign. He was one of the preachers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He of course he was also in Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon.
He played Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah, he was in a film called The Return of a Man Called Horse, which is American.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right. He's in The Bees. Well,
The
eventually,
Bees,
did we
no.
do that one already, or
The Bees or the Swarm?
We did not do the bees.
We have not
We
done
did
the bees.
or the swarm. We did something called the Deadly Bees in the 60s.
Yeah, the Deadly Bees.
Yeah, he was in Frida. He was in License to Kill.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of stuff. He has a lot of credits. 114.
James Bond.
Yeah. So.
But he does look one evolutionary step away from having cloven hooves and
He did some
tail.
Santo films.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was.
he did Santo?
Yeah, he was Dr. Carroll with a K in Santo in the Wax Museum.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But he didn't look like this character. He looked more like this guy. So we'll encounter him again at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
that's cool.
His daughter was named Claudia. Just to throw that out there. She was. I'm not making that
In the
up.
movie or his real daughter?
His real daughter.
Okay, good.
Claudia.
Claudia
Was
and
Claudia. And what else? He was the main voice for Chrysler and Dodge from the late 70s to the early 90s in Mexico and in the United States in the Spanish commercials. Anyway.
So he's Claudione named his daughter Claudia. That'd be like naming my daughter Wilhelmina, and she would smother me with a pillow. As she should.
That's he
Yeah,
should,
or you could just name her Billy with an I and an E. So.
Yeah. I would smother myself with a pillow if I did that to a kid. Boy.
All right.
Well, I could have named, if I had a daughter, I could have named her Jeff and just called her Miss Jeff. I'm sorry.
That's a
I'm
different.
branching next to classic
God.
heroes.
Yeah.
Batwoman. We need to do Batwoman one day.
Batwoman.
Yeah.
Oh, Batwoman.
Yeah, I
thought
tell you
you
what,
said
I tried-
Batwoman.
I tried to
woman.
find a picture of that priest in all the images from this movie, and I could not find one. I
Yeah.
thought sure there'd be one of him like being flagellated, standing.
And there's a classic, of course, the
Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Yeah.
She
He's
was
a
in something else.
brainiac. Brainiac.
Yeah.
Which we covered that on Classic Era.
I'm sure you did. That's
he
that's
was also
a
in
fun
El-
movie to watch. It's not. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's a fun movie to watch.
And I brought this up when we did that episode, but that poster looks like somebody's hairy butt
Yes.
with the two legs. I
Oh,
don't
right,
know.
right. Yeah,
I have-
Oh, on the right side. Okay.
Yeah,
Just take a hairy button, put some joke glasses with a big fake
Yeah, it
nose
just-
on it, and-
Oh my God, you and your hairy butts.
Mhm.
What do we think of this actor on his character? Because I didn't really dig this character either.
No, he was
I didn't
not as
either.
likable as Sister Angelica.
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's not likable. Yeah,
No, I don't think he was meant to be, but
he's doing a good job though. I mean, he's
Yeah.
but he just speaks out. He's like a one-dimensional character though. He just speaks out in strong voice and makes pronouncements. It seems.
Just feel like he's the first one. It's like, oh, I guess the only solution is more flagellation. Like, how is that helpful?
Oh, he was
one
in-
time on a picnic in 1950s, the devil stole my egg salad sandwich.
he did a lot of that. Oh,
Evil
man.
he is.
I mean, it was fine. It's the character I didn't really.
Yeah.
Right,
like,
right.
Not the actor.
Yeah.
The actor did a great job, but he did. Yeah, he had to get flagellated, as you said.
That was a weird scene, man.
That
Totally
just freaked me.
weird.
When they first showed that, I was like, "Oh, now I get why their dresses are all bloody." You know.
I didn't put that together until just now.
They're all getting whipped and beaten, and they're all like, "Did you get the oil changed in the car today?"
Why no?
What are we going to do about what?
The rent's coming up soon.
Anyway,
where did you leave your egg salad sandwich? Here's some blood and devils.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the chopping of the head. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Was
gosh.
so hilarious.
yeah, I wonder. I knew there was something I was going to bring up before. Who was that? They said they found this body that was all burned up. Was that the Reverend Mother?
I think it was a nun. Yeah.
It was
a nun. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I had no idea who it was.
We were supposed to know who it was, and apparently they carried
seen
the
one
burned
mummy
up
nun,
body
you've seen them
in
all.
and set it on this altar. And then when it starts moving again, the priest goes blasphemy, and then starts hacking her head off with the dullest sword he could find.
Out of the way. But yeah, if she wasn't a vampire, why would they cut her head off? So he must have been afraid of her turning into a vampire.
Maybe,
Or he's just making this up as he goes along, which
Yeah.
I think that's probably.
and then there's the shot where the
Goats.
devilish
No good will come
But
of
it-
them.
But this isn't. Is this supposed to be the devil or one of the religious people dressed up like that? So
Oh wow, I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be a representation of the devil.
I assumed it was one of the religious people, but
yeah, because well, it might be because you could obviously see it was a
Yeah.
a mask and stuff. So, which
it didn't look like Claudio Brooks at all.
no, it didn't look like. But
We just
but
happen to have this goat head mask laying around.
but you see this shot everywhere.
Oh yeah, this is
when
one
you
of the
look for it.
famous
That's
shots.
the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there they are.
Yeah,
down
that's
there.
after the when they walk into the clearing and there's all the naked people running around and they kind of have an orgy, right?
Well, as naked people do. Yeah.
Naked people crawling around on each other. Well, first they're dancing in concentric circles, not touching each other, and then all of a sudden they're all
Yeah, that doesn't last long.
Yeah, that's weird foreplay.
Yeah.
crawling all
Listen,
over each
this
other.
poor nun on the bottom. Okay, flagellating yourself is one thing, but I mean, she would need to go to a hospital or they are all going to die of infection.
Yep.
It's like, come on, you've made your point and then some.
Yeah, because
And I guess the whole thing was
surroundings.
they're beating themselves because they failed to protect these girls from becoming Satanists. It's like, oh, all right. I think you just enjoy beating yourself. Yeah. It's like,
Well, I got the impression that's what they. Yeah, this was not. They didn't act like this was a oh no, oh dread, oh gosh. They were like,
It's like lunchtime, like I said.
This is
No,
our
this was a
penance.
normal thing. I think it was
Yeah.
their daily beating.
Yeah, this is our penance. This is what we have to do. Yeah.
they're like the Monty Python, the Holy Grail ones that just hit themselves on the head with the plank.
Yeah. Well, the guys in the robes that were beating them with the cat of nine tails. That's the job I want, I guess. I mean, they weren't getting flagellated. Not that I wanted to
Learn
flagellate.
something new about Jeff every day.
Yeah, really.
Wow,
Wow.
No. They weren't having to go
Math
through
slip.
that. Never mind.
Yeah, no, you're right. Listen,
It
if you
didn't
got a
come out
choice
right.
between the beater or the BD, you know what you want to do.
Yeah. We know what Jeff wants. Yeah, his retirement job is
Yeah.
Mm.
listed
Hey.
as.
Flagellator. El flagellator.
Don't laugh till you see the dental benefits.
But anyway, that's our images for tonight. Is there any final thoughts? Or
I think I enjoy the
Yes, sir.
movie more now that we've talked about it.
I always enjoy talking about it. And even if I don't like it, it's still fun to talk about. And I hate this movie.
Well, and
Absolutely.
the thing that hit me about, well, I watched it the first time and thought this is interesting enough that this will have to give us something to talk about. But then it says that though not well received in Mexico, it received some acclaim internationally. And then at some point, somebody says it was widely regarded as one of the best Mexican horror films of all time.
That's bullshit.
By who? I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
of good Mexican horror films.
Quentin
and I'm not
Tarantino
sure.
said that, the booger, I bet.
But it's definitely
He picks strange films.
well, they said they were saying in the like around 1970 or so, there was like a changing of the guard in Mexican horror film, and they went from these sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of things to more serious. So we get people like Carlos Enrique Taboada and Jodorowsky and some other things where they're trying to break out of that.
Yeah, they started following Spain's type of horror instead of whatever they're. Yeah. Then when I wonder if they were like, I wonder if we did the right thing when Young Frankenstein came out. Maybe they're still. Anyway.
Okay. Well,
Take it away, Jeff.
Well, we do have some feedback.
Oh,
We do.
all right.
Letters. We have your letters.
Letters.
First up, because Bill's kind of a hammer guy. Bill, could you take that first one from episode 188, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, from Anglo-Ost?
Anglo-Ost 1575 says of the Satanic Rites of Dracula. He's got some bullet points here. Pointing crosses doesn't resist the devil. It's the blood of Jesus which has the power to make him flee. That could well be true. I've wondered, I enjoy some of the mythology where what if it's a vampire that isn't Christian, or does it not matter? Is it the faith of the person? And Hammer even did some of that, where holding the cross doesn't really work if you yourself don't have belief.
Mhm.
It's almost the faith, your own faith that the vampire fears.
I think it's what the plot calls for. Whatever the
Exactly.
plot calls
It's
for.
whatever you want, whatever.
Most of it is steeped in.
And I think if you're in 30 Days of Night and you waved across at one of those vampires,
No,
they just
no.
eat your hand,
You just-
bite it off at the wrist. So
But if you're in
Thank you for
Japan,
sharing.
if you're in Japan, you need a strip of paper that you can write something.
I
on.
enjoy my personal favorite, the stuff I like to write about vampires, where all the religious symbols are just pretty much as many as possible, and they get killed by all of them. So my favorite is Satanic Rites of Dracula. I just love. He dies in a hawthorn bush. Womp womp womp.
Yeah.
At this point, he's like, "Does this kill me too?"
Like there's 100,000 spikes in his.
That's
Put it on his gravestone and let's get out of here. We're losing daylight.
It's like next.
Died in a hawthorn bush.
All right. Thank you, Anglo-Ost. Episode 265, The Witch Who Came from the Sea. Oh, I think this should be Chad.
Should
That was
be.
his pick from Manny Lamont.
Manny Lamont says, I hate this movie. Not as much as Chad, though, but I remember watching this film on Shudder or Midnight Pulp, and it just seemed very bizarre, not in a good or interesting way. I'm with you, Manny. I'm
well
with you.
said. Well said, man.
These guys are far better writers than I am. That's for sure. Thank you, Manny. And then episode 266, Don't Torture a Duckling, from The Man Caveman.
The Man Cave Man says, I've never seen this one, but picked up the Arrow Blu-ray release. Excuse me. Just need to watch it. It sounds familiar. I don't know how many films I've got in my drawer that the wrapping on. But anyway, all right. So back to Caveman, or Man Cave Man. By the way,
Caveman.
by the way, the other film with a character falling and hitting the cliff face over and over and over and over and over is probably The Psychic.
I think we said that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we weren't sure.
We weren't sure, but yeah. Thanks.
I've not seen the other one either, but a friend I worked with in college was a lot older than I was, and used to go see all the Grindhouse stuff when he was younger, and told me all about the shot and how it made the audience cringe. Yeah, there's something about falling and hitting your face. It's cringeworthy.
Hit your face and then hit your
teaches lessons in his movies. You're going to kill kids. We're going to scrape your face against the side of a cliff.
If you're going to jump off a cliff, make sure you go far enough that you only hit the water. No, wait. Well, anyway.
Well, I mean, if you're falling from a height, one thing you don't want to do is hit a lot of things on the way down. You just want to have one. You're going to stick the landing. That's all you want to do because it's going to be over really quick. But if you start hitting crap on the way down,
your face is going to be all messed up. You're going to die ugly.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you feel it? I mean, because you're already in shock by the fall, right?
I hope he did.
I hope he did.
Now you're getting into the nightmares I used to have, where I'd be sitting in school, and
all of a sudden I fall off a cliff.
A teacher would come up behind me and chop off my head.
Nice.
Because as teachers do, right, Bill? I mean, and my head fell off on the floor, and then my consciousness was in my head, and I rolled down the floor, and I was like going thump, 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 looking at the floor and the ceiling. And then I woke up with a
headache.
No, with a very curious desire to find out how long you lived after your head was chopped off. But not curious enough.
And how long?
To experiment. So
how long?
That's one of those questions.
You can't come back and tell me. All right, that's it for feedback. I want to thank the Man Cave Man, Manny Lamont, and Anglo Ost. And please, we love our feedback. So give us comments on the episodes. Did you see them? Did you not see the movie, etc.? Stories, events that you have with seeing the movie. Are we full of it? Is Chad your favorite guy? Yeah. So stuff like that.
That's a given.
And that's why the like was over.
And follow was right on his face. Yeah.
I do want to know something. I want the Man Cave Man to let me know if it's the Man Caveman, or is it the Man Cave Man, or is it something entirely different that we are not seeing?
I'm voting for Man Cave Man.
Me too.
Man Cave Man, because I like that.
Yeah.
I'm superhero thing. It's got to be Man Cave Man.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like powdered toast man.
There are certain words that
but
go
it could
together
be,
in certain orders, and Man Cave Man.
It could be Semenka Veman, so who knows?
I think we could find that out.
If it's the Menka Veman, he can have my next paycheck.
So
Menka Veman.
Send your feedback to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com. I want to point out to you guys, it's not me that makes these so long.
No.
It's all of us. Anyway.
It's you.
Yeah. Send your feedback to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com, or you can make comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel, or the Gruesome Magazine's Facebook group.
Thank you, sir.
So check it out. We love feedback.
Yes,
that's it.
Yep.
Oh, we do have a Patreon too.
Yeah, we do. And you can see our content as much as 2 weeks early, sometimes a little earlier, depends on our schedule. And all for a low price. And we also do some Patreon exclusive content. We are currently on
Night Gallery.
Yeah, we're doing Night Gallery, but we haven't done we did the whole first season, and at some point this summer we will be picking up with the second season. We haven't quite got it on the schedule yet, but it's coming. Yep. And we do these every 2 weeks, and we'd love to see you back here again. You've probably seen this all night, but like and subscribe, share with a friend. And our next pick is picked by, well, it's me. I picked it. I'm to blame for this one. It is, or I'm champion. I don't know. Bobby, I haven't seen it. Baba Yaga from 1973. A photographer finds herself falling under the spell of a witch. And
more witches?
More witches. And it looks, well, we were thinking it looked from the trailer kind of.
Are they dry this time, or do they still come from the sea? I'm sorry.
If they come from the sea, they might as well lay on the beach and wither away.
You know, I'd heard of this film, and right before we came on, I looked it up, and I remember what I remembered about it, which is that this is based on some comic books, European comic books.
Is it?
Yeah. That
Okay.
now, how much horror elements there are, and how much eroticism, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
Well, yeah.
Baba Yaga is a featured character in the Hellboy comics, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same Baba Yaga.
Yeah. And then, of
John
course,
Wick, Baba Yaga,
John Wick,
too.
yeah, John Wick is noted. I was getting ready to say the same thing. I think the Baba Yaga is it it's either Russian or European.
It's Russian, I think.
Yeah, folklore. So
Isn't she
Hey,
like the house with the chicken legs that walks along?
Yeah.
Didn't Willie
yeah.
Nelson make a movie called? No, that was Barbarossa. Never mind. another
Wow.
missing figure. Well, it was a Baba
only Jeff would do that.
instead of Baba Yaga. It's Baba Rosa.
What kind of crazy magic crap are you trying to do there?
Probably Baba
How much
Yaga's,
weed have I been smoking?
Yeah. Pass the Baba Yaga. Don't roll
Hey,
over.
it's worth it. But Bill's got face problems. I got my word sounds connect. So anyway,
I have too many problems.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
With that, we are done here. I want to thank Bill, Jeff, and Chad for joining. This was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yes, it
Sure
was.
was. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great discussion, I think.
Thanks for all the screaming.
Mhm.
Yeah. And with that, let's say goodnight.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.
See ya.
Gruesome Magazine.